Hey mamas, welcome to today's prenatal workout. We've got an all trimesters prenatal workout for toned legs. If you want, you can use a resistance band, a loop style like this, light to medium. You can go ahead and place it right above your knees on the meaty part of those quads, and we'll get started with our first exercise. So feet come underneath your hips, arms across your chest. We're going for a good morning. So we're gonna push those hips back, come to a flat back, stand up. So it's like a deadlift, except the arms are across our chest and we don't have any weight. We're trying to push those hips back so you feel that nice stretch through your hamstrings, squeeze the booty at the top. But you can see at the top, my hips are still under my shoulders, my knees are soft, so I'm not overextending. And what that does is keep the work in my glutes, keep my core engaged, and we really wanna focus on that, especially during pregnancy when those muscles can get really tight and weak. You gotta keep pushing those hips back, keeping that chest lifted, chin tucked in. We're working for 50 seconds, but if you need to take breaks, you do it when you need to. We've got 3, 2, 1, 10-second break. We're gonna move to a band squat. So keep that band on, take your feet a little bit outside of your hips. You can bring your arms in front of your chest here, whatever you wanna do. Just, I want those arms off the legs. Here we go, squat down, stand up, squeeze that booty. Same thing here, knees soft at the top, hips on your shoulders, and that's in that neutral position. Again, gonna keep that work safely in the glutes and the back of the body. And then we're gonna feel it more in the tops of these legs now with that squat. If your belly's getting in the way, wider with the squat will help with that. And guess what it's gonna do as well? Work those hips more because you're going wider with the band. Creates more resistance here. So and if you find you need for any of these exercises to take the band off, you can absolutely do that. I'm just offering the band as an added challenge. But you do what you're comfortable with depending on what trimester you're in. Couple more. Rest. All right, moving on to a squat pulse. So you're gonna keep your feet in that wide stance or a little bit narrower. Play around with it, what feels good. Arms up. We're gonna stay down and pulse. Ready? Go. I want that chest up. I want that weight back in your heels. Abs are tight. So that work stays in the front and doesn't go too much into that low back. If your low back starts to just feel too tight or you feel too much work back there, you can always stand up, shake it out and get back into it. We're halfway there. We only got 12 minutes, so we gotta push here. We're already a quarter of the way through. 15 seconds. Stay low as you can. If you need to, you can always come up a little higher in that pulse. Final push, here we go. Last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That one's my least favorite, I think. Come to the end of your mat. We're gonna do a monster walk. I do this exercise in a lot of my workouts, you guys know. So we're gonna squat down, arms up, stay low, and walk it out. However many steps you can do to the end of your mat, maybe it's 3 or 4. Instead of trying to go as wide as you can with your steps, I want you to try to keep things in alignment. So you're leading with the outside edge of that foot, your knees over your ankle, and your hip is in line with that. So think hip, knee, ankle. So you're not rotating. We're keeping that work in the hips and glutes, keeping that core engaged. Again, chest up, so we got good posture here. Weight back in those heels. Nice and easy. It's not about how fast you can go either on these. Just take your time, focus on that technique. Let's see if we can get a couple more. Good work, guys. All right, standing glute extensions. So we're gonna do this one, showing you from the side. We're gonna lean into one leg, step one leg slightly back, about a foot or 2, and then we're gonna extend that leg up and back. Your hands can be on your hips, they can be out front, whatever feels comfortable. So all my weight is in this front leg. You can see my knee is a little bit bent, and my back leg, both my feet are pointed straight ahead, back leg is straight, and all I'm doing is lifting and squeezing that booty. I'm not trying to kick as high as I can. Why? I don't want that work in my low back. I want it in the glute. So I'm squeezing that glute, and you'll also feel it in that hamstring. You might feel a little bit in your low back, but you shouldn't feel excessive pressure there here. You should feel that front leg as well. That front glute, if you're pushing through your heel and big toe, Ooh, man, you might feel it more than the back leg. I do. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna stay on that leg, I know. Keep that foot there. We're gonna take that leg up, and this time we're gonna pulse it, leaving it off the ground if you can. Here we go. Pulse, pulse. Now this one's a balance challenge. You can see my foot's off the ground. My toes are pointed straight ahead. I'm trying not to twist here. If you find that you're doing that, just take it back to that little pulse, and then you can drop the foot. So do a couple pulses and then foot down. That front foot, oh my goodness, for that front leg, that front glute is really on fire now. I'm gonna modify a few of these myself because my glute's getting real tight, and I can feel baby girl moving around too. I don't know if that means she likes this one or doesn't. Oh man, almost there. This is one of those you get to see me really struggle, and that's humbling. Nice. Oh my gosh, that was way harder than I thought it would be, but I've already filmed a couple workouts today. This isn't my first one. All right, we're doing that extension the other side, just the regular extension. So back and down, back and down. And you can play around with the arms, do whatever feels good, whatever helps you balance. I find that if I find like a spot, for me, I can see a hairball. I need to sweep these floors apparently, but find something to look at that'll help you balance. It's funny, I only use this workout room a handful of times a week because I don't film that many times a week, but it gets pretty dirty in those few hours a week that I'm in here. I mean, I'm really not in here much. All right, I hope I distracted you a little bit. We're almost done with this one. Squeeze that booty, you got it. So important to strengthen that posterior chain. It's gonna help us avoid back pain, help our core stay strong. Rest. Such important work to do during pregnancy. Very easy to get a weak core, weak glutes, and all that will help with the recovery as well. All right, take it back. Let's pulse it up, up. Just try to see if you can do 10 maybe in a row without putting that foot down. Challenge yourself. Maybe you can do 12. Ground through that front foot. You've got this. Find that focal point. Don't lose it. Keep those abs tight. We're halfway there. Everything is a balance challenge during pregnancy, but especially when you do single leg work, really challenges those stabilizing muscles, which is so good for any phase in life, but especially during pregnancy. But again, you do what you can. If you need more breaks, take them. I'm doing that today myself. Rest. All right, we're gonna get those hips a little more, those abductors. So feet under hips, we're gonna do a lateral leg raise, starting with the right leg. Take it straight out to the side, bend that left leg just a little. Side lift. So that standing leg's a little bit bent, that leg moving, toes are pointed straight ahead. And I'm trying as I lift my leg not to lean over. And that's gonna allow that work to stay in my hips rather than compromising to just try to get that leg up. And again, you're gonna feel that standing leg a lot here because that glute is working hard to stabilize that opposite hip. Whew. It's amazing how hard you can work with just a little bit of resistance. But again, this one is still challenging, even if you don't have the band. It's a great one to do to get those legs burning, that heart rate up. All right, we're gonna do the other side. Reset that posture. We got less than 3 minutes, you guys. Almost there. Abs tight, here we go. I find that this side is harder, right? Because we've already done that one side, so you'll feel both hips are already fatigued. Do what you can, stay stable, bending this knee, trying not to just swing that leg up. Controlled movement is the key, so we're really engaging those muscles. There's gonna be a temptation to try to do the most advanced thing, to try to do as many as possible, as fast as possible. But pregnancy really rewires you to think about your technique in such good ways. And I think it's so important to really pay attention to our bodies. If you've got a mirror, I would highly suggest doing this workout in front of a mirror to really see what your form looks like. Does it match my form? I work with a mirror often when I'm not filming. Okay, moving to a single leg squat. This one is tough, I'm not gonna lie. One leg forward, one leg back, just like that glute extension. All the weights in that front leg. We're gonna squat down, lift, squat, lift. So you can see I'm pushing that front knee forward over my toes, just lightly tapping those back toes on the ground, squeezing my butt, and I'm not kicking this leg. You can see it's just staying in the same spot. I'm just tapping, lifting. You're not gonna bend your front leg a whole lot, but what you are doing is pushing through that front heel, gripping through that front big toe, squeezing your butt, bracing your core. Do you feel it? Answer should be yes, especially after all the glute work we've already done. This one will really burn, but we got a minute left, so we are in the burnout round. Couple more seconds here, you got this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, 1 to go. Reset, other leg, this is it. Bend, lift. Don't lose it. Now that we're in the last exercise, remember what we're working towards. That finish line is right in front of us. But instead of sprinting, we're controlling. We're moving slow, and that's even harder sometimes to train your brain to endure something that's a slow burn. But it's so good, especially if you're preparing for labor. You need to train yourself for that, right? Something you can't just get through by doing it faster. Working out, the best training for that. Although it's easy for me to say, I have to have C-sections, so I don't have any labor pains, ever. Last one. Whew. Oh my gosh. Hips and glutes are on fire. Hope that was worth your time. I know it was worth mine. Be sure to check out my other prenatal strength workouts for every stage of your pregnancy, plus postpartum. I'll see you guys next time.